Character. Scholarship. Leadership. Service. Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, please rise for the singing of the national anthem. Please be seated. Welcome to the National Honor Society induction of Central High School's Beta Chi class. Induction of new members into the National Honor Society is an important event for students, the chapter, and the school. The public ceremony provides an excellent opportunity to dramatize the purposes of the chapter. Because membership in the National Honor Society represents high levels of achievement, the induction ceremony reflects these high standards. Hopewell Valley Central High School's chapter of the National Honor Society was initiated in the fall of 1944 and began with an alpha class of 17 students. It was these young men and women who set the high standards of commitment to character, scholarship, leadership, and service for all future classes. Since that first induction, our chapter has been committed to our noblesse oblige, our responsibility we bear for the fellow peers and community. The membership of the Hopewell Valley Central High School chapter of the National Honor Society has been earned by the effective demonstration of the 4 qualities held in high esteem by the Society. 4 of our members will review these qualities for the candidates. Character.
Character is the force within each individual which distinguishes that person from others. It gives each person their individuality. Without character, no one can respect oneself, nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is the force of character which guides us through life, and once developed, grows steadily. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant action, daily striving to make the right choice. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to others. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character. Candidates should always strive to exhibit strong character.
Scholarship.
Scholarship means a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours reading and studying, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for education ends only with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life which leads to the highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past and the light which illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
Leadership.
Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking the initiative in class and school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to attain the same objective. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist within a country, they are ineffective without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a substantive charge to each of our members.
Service.
Service can be described in various ways. In the routine of a day's work, many opportunities arise to help others. We are committed to the idea of volunteering our time and abilities to the creation of a better tomorrow. Willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or without recognition is the quality we seek in each of our members.
Will the Beta Chi class please rise and repeat after me the oath of membership? I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been elected, and will maintain and encourage high standards of character, scholarship, leadership, and service.
We now ask the class of Beta Chi to officially sign the oath of membership. Emily Ahmed.
Leah Albaran.
Rebecca Ayers.
Yash Balaji.
Chester Bancroft.
Scott Batchelder.
Raina Bauer.
Navruz Bam.
Jeffrey Baxter.
Gabriella Bettino.
Patrick Blake.
Julia Bombo.
Samantha Braswell.
Alexandra Carlton Lindahl.
Corinne Catanese.
Kyla Chazalo.
Grace Chen.
Jessica Cianfracca.
Grant Signorella.
Ava Clark.
Nicole Coppins.
Danielle Costanza.
Gabriella Crivelli.
Kevin Crow.
Ethan Dickstein.
Thomas Dorset.
Sarah Fernandez.
Erica Finkernagel.
Jack Finnegan.
Catherine Flanders.
Zachary Fletcher.
Anna Fontaine.
Margaret Garrity.
Genevieve Gibson.
David Galogly.
Allison Gilmore.
Justin Gordon.
Sarah Gordon.
Delaney Graham.
Sean Greener.
Trent Greener.
William Grimes.
Timothy Gronett.
Devin Groves.
Kediki Gajar.
Chase Habig.
Jack Hastings.
Austin Hawkins.
Quentin Healy.
Megan Heimbeck.
Noah Hillman.
Anthony Howe.
Caroline Eiton.
Matthew Jackson.
Emily Janoski.
Sean Jastrzewski.
Ethan Jeffs.
Eric Jing.
Braylon Jones.
Kaylee Keenan.
Monica Kerr,
Scott Kim.
Bradley Kazar,
Hannah Klim.
Kirsten Kolival,
Amanda Lieber.
Carson Lennon,
Jacqueline Llewellyn.
Maggie Lesh,
Felicia Liu.
Lauren Lytell,
James Mahone.
Samuel Martirana,
Kimberly McDonough.
Nicholas Mercadante,
Cecily Mills.
Andreas Moledo,
Hannah Morin.
Kaylin Murphy.
Connor Murphy.
Alaire Meyer.
Maya Nafde.
Luke Nash.
Stephen Nichols.
OK Obadike.
Kelly O'Connor.
John Otters.
Jamie Owens.
Alexis Parker.
Megan Perrette.
Perry Pavasic.
Alexis Peart.
Kylie Pizzillo.
Christopher Pham.
Kevin Phelan.
Michaela Petrinferno.
Lauren Pinelli.
Jared Polomsky.
Isha Pradhan.
McGuire Cavalli.
Ludwig Rendazzo.
Brian Wrench.
Paige Rell.
Austin Roscoe.
Alexis Rubin.
Claire Sanford.
Leah Sanford.
Paul Savarsky.
John Schaefer.
Ethan Sefter.
Amu Sekapan.
Emily Shangle.
Thomas Sherman.
Blair Shields.
Forrest Swisher.
Morgan Tallow.
Julia Tobia.
Maria Toltyakova.
Charles Turry.
Alessandro Valle.
Abigail Waugh.
Peyton Willie.
Saffron Winton Lavieri.
Joanna Yang.
Demi Zhang.
Braden Zimmerman.
A round of applause, please, for everyone in Beta Chi.
Dr. Mark McDonough is an orthodontist who has practiced in Pennington for the past 20 years. He is board certified and a diplomat of the American Board of Orthodontics. He was selected this past December as one of New Jersey's favorite kids' docs by New Jersey Family Magazine. He attended high school at Christian Brothers Academy and ran cross country, wrestled, and was a pole vaulter. He majored in biology at Fordham University and was a member of the Pre-Medical National Honor Society. He received his dental education from the University of Pennsylvania School of Dental Medicine. He interned at Lenox Hill Hospital in New York City as a general practice resident and obtained his certificate in orthodontics from Albert Einstein Medical Center in Philadelphia. As well as being an experienced orthodontist, Dr. McDonough has also been a professor of orthodontics at Albert Einstein Medical Center in Philadelphia since 1995. More recently, Dr. McDonough was selected to be on the editorial board of Orthodontic Practice US. He is also on the board of the Philadelphia Society of Orthodontics and is a past president of the Mercer Dental Society. Dr. McDonough is married and the proud father of 3 girls. He has completed 2 New York City marathons, the 500-mile Anchor House bicycle ride for runaways, and approximately 100 triathlons since 1988. Dr. McDonough has also enjoyed coaching youth softball, soccer, and lacrosse in the Hopewell Valley Recreation Leagues since 2002. Please welcome Dr. Mark McDonough.
Thank you very much. I'm both honored and humbled to be here tonight. I know many people begin their presentation with these words, but I'd like to explain why this is true for me. First of all, I'm honored to participate in this National Honor Society induction ceremony because as I look among the inductees, I see many familiar faces. Some inductees I know as patients. Others I have coached in softball, soccer, or lacrosse. Others are friends of my daughter Kimberly, who's being inducted tonight, or some are friends of my daughter Carolyn, who was inducted 2 years ago. It is an honor to be part of this chapter of your life. However, I'm also humbled to be here tonight. My children are third-generation National Honor Society inductees. However, you will note from the introduction that was just read before I came out, there was no mention of the National Honor Society on my resume. I was never invited to join, yet my children are third-generation members. How is this possible, you may ask? The answer is their mother and maternal grandmother were members, but I was not. Unlike those who are here tonight, when I was in high school, I had not yet realized the importance of achieving excellence in education. I was more focused on sports, friends, even lifeguarding in the summer. Academics were probably 4th on my list of priorities. As you progress through your life, there will be high points and disappointments. The high points are great and exciting, but it is during your disappointments that you grow. Near the end of my high school career, I was severely disappointed. Just like many of you, I selected 9 very good colleges to apply to. I received 8 very thin envelopes in the spring of my senior year. Everyone knows that a thin envelope is a rejection letter. Several weeks later, I finally received a thick letter with an acceptance to Fordham University. Sometimes in life, rejection defines you. Sometimes it refocuses you. Fortunately, it refocused me on education, and I was determined to make the most of my college career. 4 years later, I applied to 9 very good dental schools and received 9 acceptance letters, some of them from the same schools that had rejected me for college. I was very proud to accept admission to the University of Pennsylvania School of Dental Medicine, and I was intently and focused to succeed in dental school. Following dental school, I was just as proud to be selected as one of 3 residents out of 180 applicants to Albert Einstein Medical Center in Philadelphia. The disappointment of the original rejection letters in high school helped me stay focused, and I was very determined to succeed. What I would like to share with you tonight are some things that I have learned during this journey from where you are sitting tonight to where I am after practicing as an orthodontist here in Pennington for 20 years with a wonderful family. I have 5 brown bags, and in each bag is a symbol that will help you remember the points I think are important for you to keep in mind as you head through your journey. In bag number 1 is a symbol for being a student for life. This is the American Journal of Orthodontics, and I still read it every month from cover to cover. You may think that your education will end when you graduate from high school, college, or even graduate school. The reality is your diploma is just the beginning of your education. Change is constant. You will need to constantly learn and improve throughout your life, or you will fall behind. I attend many days of continuing education every year. I read journals and online content every day. Even when driving in the car, I have a 2-hour CD every month that summarizes the most important journals from around the world. There's never enough time in the day to take in all the information that's out there. Always strive to learn every day, and remember, if you're not growing, you are dying. In bag number 2 is a symbol for a mentor. When I was your age, my grandparents, Gammy and Pop-Up, were my mentors. They lived 2 blocks away from me and were a daily presence in my life. My grandfather, Pop-Up, had been a national track star. He was a World War I veteran. He was treasurer of the small town I grew up in and always had a smile and a warm handshake for everyone he met. He was a gentleman who wore a jacket and tie every day, even when he was retired, and had nothing more important in his day than to pick up his grandson from school. My grandmother, Gammy, loved her family. She was a fantastic cook. And she was always invited my friends over for a meal or cookies or brownies. She had the ability to make everyone feel special and welcome. My grandparents taught me to value friends, family, and acquaintances. Unfortunately, my grandfather passed away when I was in high school, and my grandmother when I was in my orthodontic residency. Therefore, in my orthodontic residency, I found a professional mentor. This is Dr. Vincent Kokich. He's an orthodontist who's written hundreds of articles. His presentations are the reason that adult orthodontics are possible during my generation. He was president of the American Board of Orthodontics. He was editor of the American Journal of Orthodontics. He had a successful practice. He taught part-time. He raised a family. I've tried very hard to walk in his footsteps, but will never achieve what he has accomplished. Recently, I learned that he had some very significant disappointments early in his life that were responsible for important decisions. First of all, in high school, he had the goal to become a commercial fisherman like his father. Tragically, his father, when he was in high school, and he no longer felt a calling for that profession. He went to college and applied to dental school. He was rejected from every school he applied to. He was determined to be a dentist and did an additional year of study and gained acceptance. He was again rejected the first time he applied for orthodontic residency. He did another year of study and was finally accepted. When he graduated from his orthodontic residency, he was very disappointed in the practice he had joined and was ready to give up on the profession he had worked so hard to join. Fortunately, one of his instructors encouraged him to go into academics, and he became one of the greatest teachers of my generation. The theme for his life is that disappointment often leads to new beginnings. Often, initial failure can lead to future success, and a mentor in your field is an integral part of your success. In bag number 3, I have a symbol for perspective. I've chosen a pair of glasses. Actually, I've chosen several pairs of glasses. Throughout my day, I try to see problems from many different perspectives. Usually when I arrive at work, my team members have issues for that day that they need me to help. At that point, I like to put on my employee glasses and try to see things from their perspective. Later in my day, I will meet a new patient. I'll put on my parent glasses and try to keep in mind that this parent is entrusting their child to my care. At the same time, I need to be wearing my kid glasses. These kids are sometimes 7 or 8, and sometimes they are teenagers. We would all agree that those are different perspectives. Later in my day, I'll receive a call from a dentist, and I will need my dental glasses, and you'll notice that these are very different from all the other ones. Followed by a call from an oral surgeon. Different perspectives are important for me to be able to interact with the wide variety of people I meet every day. As you students go through your day, try to begin your day with your mom or dad glasses. Realize your parents are not really out of touch with what you're going through, but we just see it a little bit differently. Later during your day, you need teacher glasses to understand the knowledge that your teachers are trying to impart on you. You also need friend glasses during the day to help you understand what your friends are going through. It's a big world out there, and people often do not understand each other's perspective. You can see this by watching the nightly news. Many of our elected officials lack the perspective of the people they represent. Most people on reality TV need to change their perspective. Always try to look at problems from the other people's perspective and put on a different pair of glasses. This change in perspective can solve many of your problems. In bag number 4, I have a symbol for focus. This is a magnifying glass. Right now, you guys are focused on school, possibly college applications, sports, friends. Later in your life, your focus will change. There will be a time to focus on your job. You may get married and your focus becomes your husband or your wife. With children, your focus changes again. You may be tested at some point with illness and you need to focus on the health of a loved one. A time will come that you'll need to focus on finances and even retirement. You should always have a focus on community around you, and I commend the National Honor Society because an important part of the organization's focus is community involvement. This should be a lifelong commitment that each of you make to your community. This focus on community is the reason I've coached recreational sports and that I travel to Philadelphia on Thursday mornings to teach orthodontics and also provide orthodontic treatment for people who could not afford it. I've also found that when I focus on others, I receive much more than I give. It is one of the best investments you can make in your time. Remember, use your magnifying glass to focus on what's important to you at that time in your life. Now, in bag number 5, I have an airplane. This is a symbol for balance. Think of your life as the plane and you are the pilot. The tip of the plane symbolizes the direction. You need to set goals that are both long and short term to give your life direction. Some goals should be attainable, measurable, short-term goals. Others should be big, audacious goals. Remember, if you fail to reach a goal, it could be the beginning of a new goal, like I mentioned about Dr. Kokich. One of my favorite quotes is, no one plans to fail, but many fail to plan. If you do not have a goal and you try to fly your plane, it'll be like I took the tip off. It won't hit you. That's all you get. Your plane will not go very far. Now, the wings of your plane. These are symbols for your work life and your personal life. It is important to have balance between these two aspects of your life. Your work life includes everything that you do, including the work itself, commuting, answering emails, interacting with the people at work. Your personal life includes your family, exercise, sleep, vacations. When one of these aspects is out of balance, I'm going to symbolize that by putting a clip on one of these wings. And as I try to fly my plane, and I spend too much time at work, that's not very impressive either. Now, the tail of the plane is what helps keep the plane on course. And can be used if you see bad weather ahead, and sometimes you have to change course. The tail represents your moral compass, or possibly your faith. You need a set of guidelines to rely on all day long as you make decisions on what to do. My faith is what I rely on every day to help me make decisions about right and wrong. It's a deep-seated part of me that I can trace back to my childhood and continues to develop and evolve. Faith is what allows me to have the strength to get through the day. Without this guidance, success would be impossible for me. Now, the last thing a plane needs to fly is a co-pilot. A co-pilot can keep an eye on the plane and let the pilot know when the plane's out of balance or headed in the wrong direction. Often the co-pilot sees things the pilot does not see. Make sure you have a trusted friend, a parent, or maybe someday a spouse as a co-pilot. For me, my co-pilot's my wife, who I was fortunate to meet during the sophomore year of college, and we were married when I was in my orthodontic residency. There is no chance I would have the success I have today without my wife, Mary Beth, who has helped me pilot my plane through so many of life's challenges. So if you have some short-term and long-term goals, a balanced work and personal life, a guidance system, a co-pilot, and somebody's going to have to catch this, and I hope it flies, your life will be a lot like this plane. Okay, woo! I hope I didn't hit you. My final piece of advice tonight, as you go forward and select a career, is a quote I've always liked from St. Francis of Assisi. He said, "The person who works with his hands is a laborer. The person who works with his hands and his head is a craftsman. The person who works with his hands, his head, and his heart is an artist." I would encourage all of you to work with your hands, your head, and your heart in whatever you do. And remember, there is art in everything. I've been blessed because every day I get to do all three of these in an effort to create beautiful, healthy smiles. It clearly takes all the skills of my hands, my head, and my heart. And there can never be a more rewarding profession for me to do each day. I'm eternally grateful to all the people who have allowed me to be part of their life and practice my art for them. So I'd like you to remember for tonight to be a lifelong student, have a mentor, change your perspective as necessary, have some focus, try to have a balanced life. This will make your journey much easier and more rewarding. I wish all of you tremendous success in your chosen path. Thank you.
In the words of Rosalind Carter, a leader takes people where they want to go. A great leader takes people where they don't necessarily want to go, but where they ought to be. A mediocre leader tells, a good leader explains, a superior leader demonstrates, and a great leader inspires. Leadership is not about holding a specific title or position, but rather it is about influencing the lives of others. As members of the National Honor Society, your purpose is to be a leader for the student body of Hopewell Valley Central High School. It is your job to illustrate what it means to be a leader, not by your words, but by your actions. It is your actions that will inspire others to dream more, learn more, and do more. That is truly what makes you a leader. You are all leaders. You have the ability to transform your vision into reality. So challenge yourself not to follow a path that already exists, but rather go where there is no path and leave your very own trail.
In the words of Albert Schweitzer, you must give some time to your fellow men. Even if it's a little thing, do something for others, something for which you get no pay, but the privilege of doing it. As a member of the Hopewell Valley chapter of the National Honor Society, please continue to make a difference in the lives of others in the form of community service. I encourage you to make a sincere commitment throughout your lifetime to generously give of your time and your talents to other people.
The Hopewell Valley chapter of the National Honor Society invites you to join in a reception to honor the Beta Chi class. The reception will be held in the foyer.
Will the Beta Chi please rise? Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, please join us again in applauding the induction of Beta Chi into the National Honor Society.